Yo, 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 what up, my people? Your ego is meant to be your friend. It is not meant to be your enemy. If you make it your enemy, you will have to fight against it. But instead, you can work with it. It really is just a tool for survival, and you can use that tool to your advantage. It can keep you aware. It can keep you strong. However, it can also control you. It can become your identity, who you are. That is when it starts working against people. They may start to get reactive. They may get extremely emotional every time their ego is challenged. That is the biggest sign that someone's ego controls them, that they haven't become aware of it and befriended it. When people get reactive, they can have several different emotions, mainly negative ones, and they will project it outwards onto whatever is triggering them. From anger to sadness to fear to shame, whatever it is, they may get consumed by these emotions and let it out onto other people, let it out onto themselves. You see, as we grow up, as we're raised, our nervous system adapts to the world in a certain way. It forms our ego. So if we had to survive toxic situations, we will adapt to the world in that way. We may associate that toxic situation with other situations that are not toxic. We may actually be drawn to what is toxic because we are familiar with it, because our ego has adapted to survive in those circumstances. Our nervous system has been trained to see reality in a certain way. It may draw us to bad environments. It may draw us away from good environments. We may feel bored in good environments or around good people. We may feel excited around those who create drama, around those who are toxic. Whatever the case, the ego is doing this. When we get reactive, our insecurities also pop out. Insecurity is usually ingrained into us. It is where we feel inadequate, where we feel like something is missing. For example, if we grew up without money, not having it may be an insecurity. We may compare ourselves to those who have more, or compare ourselves to who has less. Our egos can also try to make us control things. We may try controlling our own lives, other people's lives, what is going on around us. We may try molding people into something they're not. We may try molding environments into what they're not supposed to be, into our old environments. This is why someone may move into a house and it may become dirty immediately. It is the person shaping the environment based on their ego, based on their mind. When our ego controls us, it can create unnecessary conflict. It can create unnecessary headaches. We may start arguments when there shouldn't be any. We may get aggressive and defensive when we shouldn't. We may push away people who are good for us. We may be mean to them for no reason. We may be the people pleasers. Our egos can turn us into a people pleaser. It can make us submit to other people as a defense mechanism. This is where fear comes into play. We may feel afraid of the other person, so we cater to them. Our ego can make us run away from people. This is where avoidance comes in. When there are conversations to be had, yet someone leaves, yet someone does not wish to communicate. Our ego may cause us to chase after people. We may end up seeking their approval, their validation. Then when we get it, we stop. This is where love bombing comes in. We chase and pedestalize people. Then when we get the validation, the reality sets in. The lack of connection sets in. So we end up chasing the approval of other people. Our self-respect comes from our ego. However, our ego can be exactly what sabotages it. Especially if someone grew up without having boundaries, without being respected by their parents, they may feel like that is not a part of life. But relationships need respect. That is where your ego can be your enemy. Healing is when you can befriend your ego, when you can take it and see it as what it is, when you can integrate it rather than letting it control you. This involves lots of self-reflection, examining one's behaviors, seeing what is actually healthy and what is detrimental. You can view your ego as your inner you. It is part of your inner self. So if you can listen to it without internalizing everything that it says, you can discern whether it is trying to help you or not, based on your environments, based on your relationships. It may take setting boundaries, learning to say no, learning to focus on respect in relationships. It may be learning to respect other people. Some people learn to be disrespectful because of their ego. They end up attacking everyone. They end up being aggressive with everyone. They may have to learn to be kinder in their relationships, to give more than demand. Meditation can help figure out the ego. It can help someone self-reflect and not be so controlled by it. Learning to be present and in the moment. The ego can end up pulling us into the past, into the future, when all that matters is the now. Something that helps me with my ego is by labeling it. When my ego activates, I tell myself, this is my ego. If I get angry, if I get sad, if I get fearful, I tell myself those are the emotions that I'm feeling. I label it and it helps me be more mindful of what's going on. So I may be mad, but I learn to respond appropriately, which in turn makes me feel better. It makes my ego feel better because I am handling myself better. It also helps to see humans as equals, to see everyone as an equal, at least at an individual level. You may be better at someone in a skill, better at someone in your career path, but at the end of the day, we are still simply humans. It helps relax the ego instead of projecting insecurities outwards. When you learn to befriend your ego, you can become more authentically you. You can become much more secure. It'll become background noise rather than what is controlling you. When it controls you, it makes it your enemy. When it becomes a tool that you can use, it's your friend. It can be a powerful friend too. For me, my ego is very big. It is very strong. It is very active. It helps me recognize when I shouldn't trust someone. It helps me recognize when people are doing me dirty. However, sometimes it is wrong. However, sometimes it isn't trying to help me. I can recognize that now, and I work with it. I talk to it. I am mindful of when it is not doing its job, of when it is actually harming me and my relationships. I stay mindful and I focus on respect. I focus on boundaries because I used to be a people pleaser because of my ego. I would say yes to things when I meant no, or I would say no to things that were actually good for me. Your ego is meant to be your amigo. Think of it as a tool for you to use, a psychological tool. If you let that tool control you, it could be a detriment in your life. It could sabotage you. It could have you controlled by your own emotions. When you can work through your survival, when you can work through your traumas, through your behaviors, you can improve upon them. You can become much more mindful of how you behave, how you act, how you respond to the world. I'm still not the greatest with my ego, but I've gotten much better at it. For me, it took lots of therapy, lots of self-reflection, lots of mindfulness. Practice also makes perfect. The more you practice handling your ego, the better you will get at doing so. You must be willing to put yourself out there, to have your ego challenged, to have it activated. You may need to set boundaries. You may need to say no. You may need to be kinder. You may need to stop chasing people or stop running away from who is good for you. Whatever the case, befriend your ego. Allow it to work with you instead of against you. That is when you can become your highest self. If you want to learn more, I have structured guides in the website in the description. You can also book one-to-one coaching calls on there. Anything on that website helps me with my content. You can leave tips on there. Subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and leave a like. Let me know what else you guys would like to learn. Drizzle, drizzle.